Hi, this is Kina Kim with PivotalDiscovery.com, and today we're at ILTA09 with Rich Cohen, who's the Executive Vice President of Legal Services at RenewData. And Rich is going to kindly share his background and how he got into eDiscovery and where he sees eDiscovery going. Rich?
Thanks, Kina. It's great to be here today. I want to thank you for the opportunity. My background is an undergraduate business degree from the University of Buffalo. Then I went to law school at the University of Akron, graduated from the University of Akron, and was immediately placed into government service and was an assistant director of law for a municipality. Had great experience trying cases and getting the ability to get involved in matters which at a large law firm I would never have had the opportunity to do. While at a deposition, I was approached by another municipality asking me if I'd like to become their deputy law director and chief trial attorney. And I was obviously very flattered, and I joined this other municipality. Worked there for a year and had an absolute blast. Not only was I doing civil work, but I was doing criminal work as well. Getting to understand the lay of the land of what the real practice of law was like on the street, realizing what the nuts and bolts were and what the real process of practicing law was all about. While at a trial, I met a gentleman who was the general counsel of a public utility who asked me whether or not I would ever consider going in-house and being a trial attorney in-house. As a result of that, I joined a public utility and became a trial attorney at a public utility. As circumstances would evolve, eventually I became the general counsel of that public utility. And that public utility merged with another public utility, and I became general counsel of both. I was general counsel of that company for over 14 years. I was a person who would frequently purchase services from service providers, understanding what it took to succeed as a service provider, because I was actually the one who was using those services. Understanding what the service provider's challenges were in providing the services to me was equally important. It was a partnership.
Right.
From that opportunity, I went ahead, once on a golf course in Scottsdale, Arizona,
Nice.
I was asked to join a company called LexisNexis as a senior executive, leaving the legal side of the business and going to the business side of law.
Right.
So instead of doing the law of business, I was doing the business of law. And it was very exciting and very energizing. I work with LexisNexis in charge of corporate legal markets, in charge of information professionals, in charge of human resource professionals, and purchasing professionals, all the services that LexisNexis was providing. Because of some managerial changes at LexisNexis, I became a free agent and became the deputy general counsel of a real estate investment trust. I went back to the traditional practice of law, but what I found is that I had this burning desire to be back in business. I became then the COO of a company called Integrex Professional Claim Services, which was a subsidiary of Owens Corning. And while there, I was able to process hundreds of thousands of asbestos claims for Owens Corning. Owens Corning unfortunately filed a Chapter 11. Their asbestos liabilities would be taken care of within that Chapter 11, and I joined a company called the Garden City Group. Garden City Group was a claims administrator in class actions, and I started a Chapter 11 practice for them, where I saw the bankruptcy administration opportunities growing. Stayed with Garden City for 8 years, helped them grow that business quite substantially, and then was offered a phenomenal opportunity to join RenewData and become the Executive Vice President of Legal Services for RenewData. I've had the beautiful ability to be able to see and the opportunity to see what it's like to be the consumer of the services and the one who sells those services and provides those services. So it's provided a great balance, and I'm very excited about the opportunity I have right now with RenewData.
Great, thank you so much. And can you share a little bit about where you see eDiscovery going?
eDiscovery is like the Wild West. It's a brave new future. And not only is it a brave new future here within the United States, but internationally it's expanding at a dramatic rate as well. The future of eDiscovery is a very basic model. Client service. You need to be very client focused. You need to deliver what you say you will deliver. You need to anticipate what the needs are, and you need to be a consultative partner with individuals who are going through challenges that they really are not ready to handle. And you need to be there and guide them through the challenges and help them get to that path of success. When you look at the eDiscovery world today, there are a lot of people who say they do things, but what you need to do is you need to stand in the shoes of the client and look at what client's success is. And ultimately, the needs of the client is what's going to drive eDiscovery in the future, not what the eDiscovery companies want to have it drive in the future.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Rich.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.